Vassiliki, Baroness von Ruffin, known by her stage name Vicky Leandros, is a Greek singer with a long international career. She is the daughter of singer, musician and composer Leandros Papathanasiou. In 1972, she achieved worldwide fame after winning the Eurovision Song Contest with the song Après Toi, while representing the country of Luxembourg. On the 15th of October 2006, Vassiliki von Ruffin was elected town councillor of the Greek harbour town of Piraeus on the Pasok list. Her task concerned the cultural and international development of Piraeus. She was also deputy mayor of Piraeus. It was announced in June 2008 that Leandros decided to leave her position in Greek politics with immediate effect, stating that she had underestimated the workload and time needed to fulfill her political obligations and that it had become impossible to combine those duties with her singing career. Early career. Leandros was born in Piraeus, Corfu. Her father wanted to expand his career and went to Germany while she grew up at her mother's house until the age of 8. In 1958 her parents took her to Germany where she stayed with her father permanently after her parents' divorce. She revealed her talent at a young age while taking guitar, music, dance, ballet and voice lessons. In 1965, Leandros released her first single, Messa Gable, Shere, Licht. This was the beginning of a successful career for her with her father as composer, manager and producer. In 1967, she received an offer to sing for Luxembourg at the Eurovision Song Contest with the song L'amour est bleu. She finished in 4th place, but the song became one of the biggest worldwide hits of the year and was covered by other artists. She was shortly singing in 8 languages with her albums, singles and EPs being sold all over the world. The 1970s. In 1970, her first TV show, Ich Bin, was broadcast in 13 European countries. It received many awards for its originality and thought-provoking contemporary graphics, including in 1971 the world-famous Bronze Rose of Montreux. It was also the first time that Vicky used the same stage surname as her father and became known from then onwards as Vicky Leandros, having been known simply as Vicky during the 1960s. Guests appearing were Julian Clerc and Deep Purple. The show has been repeated over the years and is seen as a classic piece very evocative of the era, though at first it was not well received in all quarters owing to its surprising, even shocking, imagery. In an age when songs were not generally accompanied by visuals for marketing purposes. Throughout the 1970s, other film portraits by prominent filmmakers were to follow, which attracted interest around the world. She later went on to host a television series in the UK for the BBC entitled Music My Way. In 1972, she represented Luxembourg at Eurovision for the second time and won the contest with the song Après Toi. Translated into English as Come What May, it was also a hit in the UK, reaching number 2 on the UK singles chart. Globally it sold over 6 million copies, and was awarded a gold disc. Leandros recorded the song in 7 languages. Later in the year she released her version of the Theodorakis composition, Okamus, which became a hit all over the world in various language versions. It peaked at number 40 in the UK singles chart. In 1973, When Bouzouki's Played became another massive-selling world hit in several languages, reaching number 44 in the UK chart. In 1974 she recorded Theo Wir von Nakwuj, a song that was a number 1 hit in Germany. She also found much success in South Africa during the 1970s. In Japan, she reached her peak during the late 1960s and early 1970s and recorded many times in Japanese. Her second Japanese single, Watashi no Suki no Chocolate, became a notable hit. She also recorded many cover versions of songs, Mammy Blue, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, and My Sweet Lord, among others. In 1975, she recorded the album entitled Across the Water in Nashville, Tennessee, and Miami, Florida, a departure from her previous works by combining country, rock, and soul. The release was well received by critics upon its release in the United States. In 1976, she signed a multi-million-dollar contract with CBS Records for albums to be released in the U.S. market and started working in Hollywood, California, with Kim Fowley. However, she soon returned to Europe after CBS support faltered. After returning to Europe, Leandros released albums of various genres which included German folk music and Christmas songs. Her career showed signs of fading and she had her last top 20 hit in Germany with the song Carly Nicta. She recorded an album in Spanish language that gained her attention in Latin America. The first single, Oh Mi Mama, was a minor hit, but the second single, Tu Me Has Hecho Sentir, although not promoted by Leandros or CBS due to differences between the two and a reported health scare, was a big hit in Spanish-speaking countries in 1979. It regularly appears on compilation albums and is easily the most famous and remembered song by Vicky Leandros in Spanish. A new album, William Alaris Tag, went unreleased, and Leandros became pregnant and took time off over the next 18 months. The 1980s. In 1981, she recorded the album Love Is Alive, including duets with Demis Roussos, Johnny Hallyday and U.S. star David Soul for a United Nations benefit. Also in 1981, she released the album Ikeathanoui Wesh and its Greek version Eartha Yasina. This comeback was consolidated in 1982 by the success of the song Valorine's Parodies from the same titled next album, which saw Leandros back in the upper reaches of the singles charts in many territories after a few years' absence. It was also recorded in Dutch. In 1983, came the album Vicky, containing the popular song and single Gruis and Sarah, which is regularly still sung in concerts, often a cappella, with the other musicians and vocalists making the sounds of the beats and instruments vocally to combine with Leandros' main vocal. Also later in 1983, she recorded again in Dutch a song specially for the Dutch-speaking market, Ver van het Leven. In 1984, the French version, Allez Deden, was a big success in France, reaching number 2 on the singles chart. The single and corresponding album gave Leandros a notable comeback in Canada, and she toured there after a gap of many years in 1985. Two more single releases from the album also became Canadian hits too, as Sept Ponsa Traversa and Salut Bien Sarah, the French version of Gruis and Sarah. In 1986, following her 1985 album entitled Eine Nacht in Griechenland, Leandros again took time off to concentrate on her private life. The album achieved gold status in the Benelux and German-speaking countries. It was early 1988 before the next album, Ik Bin Ik, would be released. Working with Klaus Nick Munro, the album contained many new rhythms and was more rock-oriented than previous works. Leandros did not tour though and made very limited appearances during this period, concentrating mainly on her family life and her 3 young children. Nevertheless, 2 singles were released from the album, Du hast schon längst Goodbye Gesagt and OOO in a remixed version. In 1989, she returned to her music career and charted in Greece with her comeback album, Piraeus to Erota. the 1990s. In 1990, Leandros released the album Starkskeful, which notably contained a new version of Après Toi, her Eurovision Song Contest winner of 1972. The album also contained the German version of Piraeus Tu Erota now such a Geborgenheit, which was the first single cut. The early 1990s saw her scoring successful albums in Greece with Presex, Andres, and in Germany with the singles Du bist mein schönster Gedanke and A Jet with Tony Christie, where gonna stay together. The resurgence of popularity in Greece saw first the re-release on vinyl of Leandros' early albums and later a CD release of them all with bonus tracks. From 1995 to 1998, she collaborated with German hitmaker Jack White and released 3 top 10 albums, as well as the German version of the Titanic song My Heart Will Go On. This song, Weil mein Herz dich nie mehr vergisst, gave Leandros her highest charting record since Valorine's Paradise in 1982. Recent career. In 2000, Leandros started producing her own records. The album Jets Now was a success and her own compositions received critical praise. Her duet with Christa Berg was one of the highlights of the album. Following this, she featured again on the charts of several countries such as Canada, China, Japan, Belgium and South Africa due to the many greatest hits collections that several companies released. In 2003, she recorded a new album, Tragödie Aliotico, with songs by Mikis Theodorakis accompanied by the Camerata Orchestra under Theodorakis' supervision. The album became a success in Germany, Central Europe and in Greece. TV stations and tabloid newspaper reviewers celebrated her comeback while other publications and reviewers questioned the rationale behind Leandros' performance of songs from a political composer like Theodorakis. Around this time she appeared in many TV shows on German and Greek television including galas with Jose Carreras. The album made it to the 100 best-selling records of 2003, and Theodorakis wrote that he considered her among the 2 or 3 most important interpreters of work. In 2003, Leandros received 2 prestigious awards from the Greek government for her promotion of Greek culture and music abroad and another from the Greek Orthodox Church for her work for poor children in Africa. The latter award was presented to her at her classical concert held at the Herodaticus Amphitheatre in October 2003, and is the highest honor that the Greek Orthodox Church can bestow. Leandros is the only woman to date to be awarded such an honor. 2005 saw the release of a double album, Ich bin wie ich bin, containing new recordings of her songs. The album charted in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Her Jubilee tour of Europe started in February 2006. A month later, she took part in the German pre-selection for the Eurovision Song Contest. 34 years since Après Toi, her song, Don't Break My Heart, which had already entered the charts, failed to win the most votes from the televoting public. Leandros released a CD in March 2009 titled Mode der Himmel. This album contained soul elements combined with some R&B flavor, hip-hop and rap. The change in direction was headline news and the album received mixed reviews. The next album, Zeitlos in 2010, returned to the idea, born in 2008, of recording a collection of French songs and world hits in the German language. In 2011, she re-recorded her hit L'amour est bleu as C'est Bleu for the Scooter album The Big Mash-Up. The unusual collaboration was named a highlight of the record and was released as a single on the 2nd of December 2011. Personal life. From 1982 until 1986, Leandros was married to Greek entrepreneur Ivan Zishiadis, the father of her son Leandros Zishiadis. She wed, in 1986, Unno von Ruffin, son of Friar Franz von Ruffin. Unno owns and manages the country estate Gutbasthorst since 1982. In 2005, Leandros and Unno separated after 19 years of marriage. The couple has two daughters, Maximilian von Ruffin and Alessandra von Ruffin. Awards and collaborations. Leandros has received innumerable awards, including gold and platinum records from all around the world for discs that have sold in excess of 150 million copies. She worked with many composers, producers and conductors. She was awarded with the Bronze Rose of Montreux, Golden Europa Record Award of USA, and Song Statue of Japan. 1967, 4th place at the Eurovision with the song El Amor Est Blue. 1968, Golden Europa. 1971, Bronze Rose von Montreux for the TV show Ich Bin. 1971, Bronze Lion of the Radio Luxembourg. 1972, 1st place at the Eurovision with the song Après Toi. 1972, best-selling artist internationally. 1974, Golden Europa. 2001, Golden Stimmjubel German Pop. 2001, International Schlagerpreis in the category of Best Councillor and International. 2003, Hospitality Zeus. 2005, Woman of the Year in Greece. 2011, Commander of the Order of Merit of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. Select Discography Albums. Many variations of Leandros's albums were released around the world, and a huge amount of compilations which still continue to be released on a regular basis. The following list is of original albums she recorded in Japan. A few albums also contain some songs mainly in Japanese or English which were not released elsewhere, though the majority of tracks were recorded in Europe and featured also in various languages on albums already listed here.